And welcome to the Montecito Award presentation to Jeffrey Wright. Extremely excited. Before we start, it's my honor to thank the Manitou Fund, presenting sponsors, and thank you, Nora and Michael, and the board of directors of the film festival. So, a frequent festival supporter and cinephile asked a few months ago about the upcoming honorees at the film festival, and I mentioned the names, Bradley Cooper, Mark Ruffalo, Annette Bening, and I said Jeffrey Wright, and she told me she didn't know him. And I said, of course you do. I said, and I went on to tell her that, she's seen him in 3 Bond movies, 3 Hunger Games, and 1 Batman. I said, he's the memorable nurse in Angels in America. He's made 2 films with Wes Anderson and starred on 2 different HBO series, Westworld and Boardwalk Empire. He's played Jean-Michel Basquiat, Colin Powell, Muddy Waters, Martin Luther King Jr., Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Of course, she's seen Jeffrey Wright and admire him, she mentioned. See, the thing is that Jeffrey Wright's range and versatility and chameleonic acting qualities are such that it makes people notice and remember well the characters he's portrayed, but not the performer. Think about Obi-Wan Kenobi in the original Star Wars. Everybody remembers the role, yet not many people know the performer, Sir Alec Guinness. Jeffrey Wright does remind me of Alec Guinness and Gary Oldman, Dustin Hoffman, and Willem Dafoe. They're character actors whose own personalities do a disappearing act when they embody roles. Jeffrey Wright, in my book, is the ultimate shape shifter. He has prodigious imitative skills, and his performances are so full of behavioral details, which it ultimately results in a cancellation of his own persona. He's hiding in full view of us. He's fully in service of the role. Jeffrey Wright brings an unparalleled, unassuming commitment to his roles. He exudes such vibrancy and intellect that even the smallest parts become standouts. He exalts any project by merely being on it. A thankless role like Felix Leiter in the Bond series, in his hands becomes something thrilling and scene-stealing. He often plays very smart, savvy characters, detectives, scientists, writers, politicians. Normally, he's a trustworthy character surrounded by chaos and vacillating ethics. He's the grounded character, as I mentioned, Angels in America, Source Code, Casino Royale, The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, The Batman, and in his latest American Fiction. In whatever medium, whether it is movies, theater, or TV, Jeffrey can do no wrong. In my book, his name alone in a project makes it unmissable. I've seen Jeffrey Wright perform on stage in the original Angels in America, then in Susan Laurie Park's Pulitzer Prize-winning play, Top Dog, Underdog, and yes, amazing. And in John Ware's A Free Man of Color. All of these directed by George C. Wolfe. Wolfe and Wright have one of the greatest partnering in theater. Seeing Wright on stage is one of the most thrilling experiences of my theater-going life. For his efforts, Jeffries won a Tony Award, an Emmy Award, a Golden Globe. He's worked with acclaimed film directors like Julian Schnabel, Woody Allen, Ang Lee, John Singleton, Michael Mann, Mike Nichols, Jonathan Demme, George C. Wolfe, Jim Jarmusch, M. Night Shyamalan, Oliver Stone, and Wes Anderson, to name a few. Despite a lengthy, venerated career in filmography, Jeffrey has not had that many leading roles. That is why in 2023, Jeffrey Wright fans, and there's many of us, right? We had a reason to rejoice. He gave a subtle, complex, and smashing turn in Cord Jefferson's American Fiction, and has deservedly been nominated for a Best Actor Oscar. Says Richard Roper of the Chicago Sun-Times, Wright is accorded the relatively rare opportunity to take the lead, and he delivers a richly layered performance that reminds us he's one of the best actors of his generation. American Fiction is a funny and heartfelt story about a middle-aged writer coming to grips with how the publishing industry reduces the broadness of Black culture to cliché, while he also is forced to deal with the potent legacy of his dead father, the sad reality of his mother battling dementia, and the affecting intricacy of his sibling relationships. Jeffrey anchors the shifting tones of this film with aplomb. He's sensitive, morose, prickly, idealistic, stubborn, angry, and loving. It's a tour de force performance that fulfills the promise this prodigious actor gave us as a leading man in his first film, Basquiat. I read that Jeffrey Wright originally studied political science with intention to go to law school. Well, thank goodness for all of us that he decided instead to become an actor. Yes. Let's take a look at a montage, a love letter that we've prepared for Jeffrey to celebrate his incomparable career.